How you doing, Mr. McDonald?
I'm fine, Jake. What's going on?
It's good to see you, my man.
I don't know if you know what you quite let yourself inform, but I guess we both find out as we go on.
Absolutely, man. It's an honor to be here. Can you inspire the audience with a little play? I'll hit that.
Okay.
I'll hold on to that.
Oh.
I'll hold on to
Oh.
that. Okay.
Okay. Don't mind if you.
Yeah. Go to work.
Okay.
You want to introduce what you got here?
Huh?
What kind of drums you got here?
I'll tell you in a minute. This is just a regular darbuka that I use in place of a repeater or a funde because it has pretty much the same tonal range. And this is the one from Jamaica. Everybody knows. Well, what actually was the key for my journey was how I was going to take rhythms such as what I just finished playing, the straight up Rasta rhythm, to the drum which I really wanted to play and still want to play above everything else in my life. This it's not, it wasn't necessarily like into the music like how the repeater would have been. But the difference is that that's what I wanted to play, and at the time everybody was experimenting, and it was a time when the music was undergoing seismic changes, and I felt free to pursue it.
You wanted to be part of it.
I wanted
You wanted to be part of it.
I just wanted to,
But Dr. Larry McDonald, such an honor to have you. A lot of cats don't know this, but I want you to tell the story of how you first connected with Thelonious Monk. Because this is a beautiful story about Monk and you.
well, I had gone to Mexico with a mental limbo group, and it just so happened that was the same weekend when George Wein brought the Newport Jazz Festival to Mexico. So somehow I found myself in this room with all these cats.
George Wein brought those cats.
Yeah, the Newport Jazz Festival. That's where they recorded
Sure.
Jazz Impressions, Mexico, the Brubeck album.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, I'm still fanboy style because I'm just just came up from Jamaica, okay, and these are the guys that I've been reading about, the fucking metronome and downbeat and. So I just want to prostrate myself. I'm just happy to be here, man, kind of shit, But
playing hours every day, just trying to push through it.
yeah, so I met Monk.
Was it King Lee? Was that the?
Yeah, the King Lee dancers. But I met. So Monk was there, and Candy Finch and James Moody and Nelly's wife and Charlie Rouse. And so I invited Monk to come see the show. And he came.
How did you? Would you run him in the hotel? How did you meet him originally?
I the same place where I was telling you, I was like, it was like off the backstage area with all these guys that I just named. You know, so in talking, I mean, like, I wasn't tongue-tied or nothing. This was my man, you know. I said, look, I'm up from Jamaica with a group of limbo, limbo dancers and mental players and stuff. And we playing at Delmonico's, and we be there for like 12 weeks.
House band.
So it would be honor if you came down. And he came and he stayed for 2 shows, man.
He loved it, man.
Yeah, but
People were sliding on glass and shit.
huh?
People were sliding on glass. It was like a walk.
No. Part of the act was this guy would like go around to the tables and take up the empty beer bottles in a bag, take them on stage, break them, sprinkle the glass on the floor, and dance on that shit.
That's why he loved it. He was.
King Lee. Yeah. Well, I think.
But how early had you been hearing Monk records? How you were already hip to him?
I was into bebop from the get-go. Look, the thing is,
Break it
we
down.
were listening there to the same things you were listening to here. At the outset, there was no internet. It took a while longer for it to get from up here down there, but we was playing exactly the same, or trying to play the exact same thing. When the music changed, to bebop, everybody went that way. So it wasn't like it started out of nothing. We were playing whatever it is was being played worldwide. And then all of a sudden this music came along, and of course it had to fight with the purists.
Well, I mean that's. But I also just putting a button on Monk. He lived in San Juan Hills.
Yeah.
He lived right around here. I mean,
San Juan Hill was up in like near to Hill's Kitchen, I think, up in the 40s.
So he had a lot of Caribbean. He had a Jamaican.
He look. Minton's Playhouse. Minton was a Jamaican.
Really?
Who I suspect.
That is great.
I don't have any evidence of this, but because of the difficulty that foreigners, Americans and English, have of pronouncing Jamaican names, or any names other than the ones they're accustomed to, I think they put Minton, but I think I know a lot of Mintos in Jamaica.
So it became they westernized.
So anyway,
yeah.
This was Minton's, and Minton realized that on Monday nights everybody was off. So he put together this thing where he cooked, and Jamaican food would bring people out of the woodwork, and he cooked, and everybody came and played, and Monk was the house pianist at that period, So we've been kind of involved in everything for a long time,
Right. No, this is important for the audience out there to know. I mean, one of the reasons I like to interview shaman drummers is because it's a completely different way of communicating than the Euro centric positions that we have here. And I wanted you to talk about the time that you were spiritually touched the first time when you were playing on Christmas Day, and your friends came, your brother came out, and everybody started to dance. And I want you to talk about why you realized at that point the power of the drum at that time. Why was that so crystallized then? If you could explain that story and then explain when you tapped into that.
I don't know if my brother wants his name in this, man.
Or somebody, or whoever was dancing. Everybody.
No, it was one of my younger brothers. By this time, I had been fighting with the drum for many, many months. But I figured I was getting a handle on it, you know. I knew I couldn't play, but I knew I was better than anybody on the avenue. You know, so Christmas morning I went out, I sat on the fence across the street and started, you know, playing. So I started playing that, and like I looked up and the intersection was like full of people, you know. I said, whoa. And then my brother came out and he started dancing. And he's not no exhibitionist kind of guy, you know. You know, but the drums got him dancing, the drums got the people in the street, you know. And after a while, I got kind of overwhelmed, you know, so I broke it down and walked back in the house with my drum, you know. But I realized then that, you know, the drum was no ordinary thing.
What do you mean by fighting with the drum? Just trying to get out of your own way? Can you give an example of what you mean by fighting?
No, fighting, I had never played. I had no idea what the mechanics were. And I was just trying to find a way to get the sound out of the drum. It was, you know, it's just a figurative way of saying I was trying to play.
But you did allude to before the cats coming down talking about downbeat.
What's that?
And metronomes. You know, going back to Mexico, the idea that
I never went to Mexico until '67. I was playing the year before that. When I started playing what is referred to as modern Jamaican music hadn't come down the pike yet. We were still in the hotels. We was playing, you know, I Love New York in June, How About You? We was playing Alfie, we was playing, you know, the Team from the Sandpipe. We was playing all that stuff. You know, hotel bands play all over the world, you know. On Sunday evenings, we get a chance to go play some stuff at the jazz session, you know. And I wasn't like anxious to get on any bandstand because I knew at that point I couldn't really hang in that kind of atmosphere. These guys are fierce, you know. And
even on
the dance stuff and the hotel stuff, like I could handle, you know. But like I be places, right? And everybody knows I play with Cecil Lloyd, and Cecil Lloyd is like piano player. And people would wonder why I didn't like automatically go up and play when Cecil went to go up and play. Dude, I knew my shit wasn't ready. You know.
Roland Alfonso.
Roland was one of the leading saxophone players of his day. He was one of the musicians who used to be in the studio, did all the studio gigs, you know, Roland, Tommy McCoke, Johnny Moore. They went on to become the Scatterlights. And the Scatolites, you hear people talk, they weren't together for more than like 2, maybe 3 years.
That's very short, actually.
And they broke up for 19 years and reunited at Sunsplash '83. And I was there. I was at that concert. I was down there with Gil.
You get to a point in your career in Jamaica, and it's been an interesting time, but he'll be tuning into this. You connected with Big Black, and it changed your philosophy. I mean, you found your voice. Could you talk about meeting Black and how he helped you get to where you are?
I had moved to Nassau because I had got married to a Bahamian, and naturally I'm going to Nassau, and it so happened that Black was also at the time was married to a Bahamian, and he was down there, and we met and we're talking and stuff, you know. And I said, well, like, I kind of know my drum my way around the drum a little bit, but, you know, I really don't know what I'm doing, and, you know, I'd like something to hang it on, you know. And he said, look, think of it like a piano, you know, where you're holding chords with your left hand and you're doing all your fancy shit with your right. He says, just think about it and hold it in the back of your head, and you'll figure out a way to do it. It'll come to you, you know. So I just took that and ran with it, and here we are.
You said that very slowly, but play the piano as if you were just playing bass lines?
No.
And then...
You know, when you play piano, you play the chords and rhythm and stuff with your left hand, and right hand you play the fancy stuff. Well, it was the same principle. That's why I moved my low drum to my left, contrary to the way most conga players play, with the low drum to their right. My low drum is to my left.
The audience has been. Could you play a little something for the audience right now?
Okay, what I played at the beginning on this eventually became and so on and so forth.
How did you learn to create original grooves, like in a when you solo without repeating yourself? Because you could have gone on for 10 more minutes without repeating yourself. And I listen to cats improvise sometimes, and I hear the same licks, you know.
Well, I usually return to what I start out with to, like, when I think I strayed too far off the reservation, you know, I will go back to that and say, you know, yo, I'm forgotten where I started, or this is where it is, you know. But it came from a lot of listening to a lot of music that I had no idea when I was listening to.
Like what?
Oh, it would be anything like from fucking Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado to like some Haitian voodoo stuff. Or, you know, and I know it's a drum being played, but like I had to hurry up and get me to a point where I could play some drums, you know, and not be worrying about what everybody else was playing. And
So you didn't want to stray too far off the reservation. I mean, you wanted to stay,
No,
do your job.
No. I could keep on going on the reservation, but there's people out there waiting for me to come to do shit with, you know. So, you know, it's not me alone. And the first thing I learned when I started playing with the serious guys, I learned to stay out of everybody's way. That's the first thing I learned to do. Then they'd let me on the bandstand because they know I wasn't going to be fucking this stuff up. You know, that they at least know if I did anything, I'd make a fool of myself, but I wouldn't be missing.
Absolutely.
You know, so, and this is all these guys that later became. I think there's only been really one ska band, and that's the Scatolites. You know.
Can you back it up with some like what are they? What's unparalleled? Just for peeps that
the Scatolites was together. The Scatolites is the quintessential ska band. The Scatolites wrote pretty much every book that there was. They wrote the book. That's who everybody is still trying to play like. You know, the Scatolites were the total shit.
Their band was more burning than the Wailers?
It was. The Wailers came way down the road.
Okay, so
No, you have to understand.
Yeah,
okay.
do it. Break it down.
Okay, understand this. The people who ended up having bands and all that, when there used to be stage shows, it wasn't 15 guys with 15 bands playing. You had one band that learned all 15 guys' shows. And that's how it went. When money started to be made and stuff, then guys started having their own bands and the whole thing. But it wasn't. Bob never came out to the gates with no band. Bob came out there with Bunny and Peter and a couple of other cats.
Thank you. That's important.
You know, when he was ready to go, the studio band at the Black Ark Studios, which was owned by Lee Scratch Perry. Oh, I'm going out with him in October.
Yeah, man.
Well,
I had a we're gonna put it together.
No, you see,
it's all good. Go keep on that thread though. This is an important thread.
When Scratch was the guy whose recordings interested Chris Blackwell in the Wailers. You know, they came from doing stuff with scratch. You know, so when like they was ready to tour and the whole thing, he let them have this studio band, which was the Hippie Boys, which was the Barrett brothers based on drums, and I think Glenn Adams but that was when he got a band, when shit started happening. You know, it wasn't like everybody and his brother who was a guitar come out there with a band.
You basically had to have a huge deep bag of songs, repertoire. You had to have a huge repertoire.
You had
to know a huge amount of tunes.
You had to know everybody's stuff. You had to know all. When I came out to play,
yeah,
I had to just know all the songs, all the standards, all the stuff that was happening, the stuff that's on the charts now, the stuff that we're gonna play tonight that we never heard before, all that. It was. You never just came out and playing reggae and
right.
You play reggae all the way home.
Right. And the decibel stays at 10 and never changes.
Yeah,
no dynamics either. You had dynamics.
You had to play. You had to learn to play everything. That's how you'd eat.
One thing that you talked about before was that I asked you in one of our radio interviews. I said, why were you the first cat to play congas in reggae music? And you said I think those guys just respected that I had the nuts to play that stuff. I mean, can you talk about how you fit your grooves? I mean, you were the conga player for those guys.
No, well, a lot of it was there weren't very many conga players around in the first place. Offhand, I could think of Noel Seal, Jerome Walters, the crew from the National Dance Theatre Company, but they weren't playing, much pop stuff. They weren't. And there was me, allegedly, but I just wanted, that's what I wanted to do. And I'd listen to everybody. I'd steal everybody's shit. That's what everybody does.
Beg, borrow, and steal, but then you
that's how you learn. You take somebody's stuff and you play it so you turn it around or do something with it so he don't realize it's his own shit. Leave him so, wow, that sounds kind of familiar, but wow. Everybody takes everybody's stuff. Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, but you seem to be out front with some of the cats. I mean, Malcolm Cecil, when did you first cross paths with him?
I met Malcolm in 79, 80, 79, when a band I had out in California.
Rhythm?
RIDD''M, Rhythm.
Wow. That's why I could never find it. I was always spelling it wrong.
No.
There's nothing out there.
No. I'll find.
There's an FM broadcast or something.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
And
you got hit. Malcolm and you connected then?
No, the guy who was paying for the session, who was executive producer for the session, took it down to Malcolm's studio, which was in Santa Monica. And we did the album, and it turned out that Malcolm was Gil Scott Heron's engineer and producer. So he went and told Gil that, look, at least your father is Jamaican. You have as much currency as anybody out there trying to play this shit. You need to do a reggae. And, you know, I don't know nothing about no reggae, man. You know. But Malcolm, being a musician also, and having just come out of, you know, days upon days in the studio with this thing in his ears, knew basically what to do. So he said, look, you just play what I tell you to play, and I know where to go to make it into a reggae. So
that's what you told him.
No, that's what Malcolm told Gil.
Malcolm told Gil what?
Play what I tell you, because I know where to go to get it to be a reggae. And they did that, and he called me in to work on the track, which was Storm music on the Reflections album. So we did that, and I said, okay, what else y'all got up in the can there? That, you know, because I got a minute. And they said, well, we had this tune, and it's kind of done, but it needs something, and we can't put it out until we figure out what it needs. So I said, okay, put it up, let me go in and see if I can make a difference. Like, I'll just play some random shit, and when you get to a point, get to something that I like, that you like, just stop me, and I'll remember what it is, and I use it as a starting point to build the rhythm around. So I went in there, and about 16 bars into the thing, they stopped. I said, what's up, what do you like? They say, all of that. So I did that tune too. It turned out to be Gun on the same album.
Gun,
yeah. Gun on the Reflections album. And a couple of months later, I got a letter from Gil to say, look, we're going out on the tour behind this album, and we'd like you to come with us. Because I think the Midnight Band had just broken up, and he had put together this new band, which is the Amnesia Express.
I mean, I love the Midnight Band, but I have a live show from 1983, and Gil's announcing everybody. The bass player missed the flight or something, so everybody was changing.
Oh,
and he
they were
goes,
in Germany someplace.
Yeah, in Germany, it's April '83, and he goes, Larry McDonald on the bottle. And dude, the bottle playing, the whole thing is actually, to be honest with you, how different were Gil's shows were incredible live. Much, even though the records are incredible.
Oh yeah.
You stretched out a lot more live.
Yeah. Well, but he
Yeah. I've been busting up your house all day to knock it over.
No, I'm just thinking I don't want to hear no shit from nobody. You know.
Yeah, maybe too late for that, but yeah.
No, so.
Oh, I dig.
Yeah, so I was in the band for like months and months and months, and he never said anything to me about what to play or whatever. So one day, he up there smoking some herb. I said, Scott, how come you never say nothing to me about, you know,
Right.
what, you know, about playing or what you want or whatever? He said, well, look, I figured that I wanted you in this band because of the stuff that you do. So I'm gonna bring you in here and then tell you what to do. No, I'm gonna bring you in here and let you do the shit that I brought you in here to do. So, you know, you'd hear it if you fucked up, of course, but if you don't hear anything in the school.
There are a lot of coaches, there are a lot of leaders like that. You don't hear from them, then just keep straight ahead. What is your message when you go to work with younger kids? How do you get them to feel music? My daughters have had digital music crunched into their ears for a couple decades. The human heartbeat is where the rhythm always comes from. That's what my show is dedicated to. How do you try to get that across the kids? Obviously through playing, but I mean, how do you get them to feel the music?
You play it. If you play something right, they'll feel it. Anybody will feel it if you play it right. But you also have to remember that some won't get it.
Yeah, I would just say to you that music was made for dancing when you first started out, and now it's made for sort of, you go to any type of. You see,
I would be thinking that bebop was what made it uncool to be dancing.
Explain.
Well, that's just how it shaked out. I remember, dude, you remember?
I don't remember. I was born in '78.
Oh, okay. Look, everybody remember back in the day, everybody was Brooks Brothers back, and everybody was like so cool, and dancing, it became a whole cerebral thing, and dancing around while you playing wasn't cool unless it was some little eccentric strut like Monk or Miles who would just turn his back and not give a fuck about what's going on until it's time. Then it became a whole other thing, and all of a sudden, nobody danced no more. But on my latest adventures with Mr. Perry, has given me like a chance to work on a way to get the music, to get the young people to pay attention to the music. Reggae is like a really laid back sound, and
Oh yeah.
And not everybody is like that. The young kids, that's why they like ska, right? Because the ska is like up here.
But I mean, you go to any techno club, they're getting pulverized by sound. They don't even have a chance to make a dance move, so you have to slow them down.
But see,
Scratch is slowing them down.
It'll be slowed down, and you'll see them like this on the edge of the stage.
That's right.
Or something like that. I'm not having that shit in front of me. Okay? I'm not going to have that in front of me. And what I will do is I'll do something with the rhythm. Like, I'll just double time, just play something double time, subtly, underneath.
Could you like play a pattern and then show what it's like in double time to get?
Wow.
Oh man.
Okay, it's like, like I'll be playing. And then I go, they'll always respond to the faster side of the rhythm. So like when the show getting all locked down or stuff like that, that's when I go into my doodling around experimental mode.
But it's also to get there. You said with your latest journeys with scratch, you've been able to work on getting their attention.
Yeah.
Do you have to do entertainment? Are you?
I'm not jumping around and dancing. I'm just
No.
sitting by my drums and playing.
No, but I mean, you did play the bottle, man. I want that bottle, Larry McDonald on the bottle, man.
No, you know, I just play what is like. I just reach down into the bag of knowledge that I've collected over the years, you know. And you remember the mistakes as well as you remember the triumphs. And there will be something in there to give you a starting point to like any kind of like whatever kind of music, you know, you just need a starting point. Like it would be nice if I could come, you know, 17 and a half, 2, you know, but I can't do that. But I know that it's got to have a pulse. There has to be a point that it passes every so often, whether it's every 8 bars, every 2 bars, every 16 bars, every 30. It got to pass this point. And then once I find where that is, you know, I listen and figure out how long it takes to come back to that point. You know, I can't do it with an odd number. You know, you add a half a bar or 3 beat or whatever it is that is needed, but you figure it out that, okay, so every X amount of time it comes by here, and then you start to play, you know, because you know where you had to be to not upset the stuff.
Tension and release. Tension and release. Or pulse.
Yeah, you know.
Larry McDonald, big gig tonight, and tomorrow you're going to Florida. You want to talk a little bit about what you're going to do down there?
I am going to do a show that I've done. I've only missed one of the 4 years that they've. It's called The American Roots of Jamaican Music.
The American Roots of Jamaican
Music. It's what my friend has done is he's showcasing the time before the music solidified and became
fully interconnected. Yeah.
Became what it
homogenized.
What it ultimately is today.
Exactly.
But while it was still laboring under the influences of the bebop, the pop, the show music, whatever was here.
Blues, R&B.
Oh yeah. R&B, shoot, that's the soundtrack of my youth. Wynonie Harris, Amos Milburn,
but he's focusing on the idea that they weren't all what they are today. They were almost separated too.
What's that?
All the genres were like almost they had their own identity.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose they have them today too, but I guess.
I mean, what is your role down there? I mean, you are a pioneer.
The
American roots music.
The American roots of
Jamaican music.
They're not saying reggae because it didn't jump straight to reggae. It jumped
Jamaican music.
Yes.
Explain your significance in that lineage. No time to be humble.
Well, it's not that I'm humble. I just have difficulty blowing my own trumpet. No, but it's like I don't think anyone has followed the path percussion-wise that I chose to do, because I wanted my instrument firmly in the music. It is to a certain degree. I play with like 4 or 5 groups in the city that play Jamaican influenced music, and it's like I have a chance to play different facets of the music that I couldn't get that home.
Let me put it like this though: Monty Alexander was already kind of like he's bringing Jamaican rhythms to.
Monty Alexander was, even when he was playing like straight ahead jazz stuff, I could always know it was Monty because I could always hear Jamaican shit in his playing.
What I'm trying to say is, what did you specifically? You went off and you played with a lot of Jamaican bands still today, but what did you incorporate into American music? What rhythms did you bring?
What I have is a way of playing that I can bend it to whatever the need is at the moment. Bend it to a sufficiently authentic degree that it will satisfy, you know, the most picky listener. Like, I guess that's what they call your style, you know.
You can bend the rhythm to fit the music.
Yeah, I can bend the way I play, the stuff that I play, you know, or I'll take a part of it and add something else to it just to make it sit in, you know, like, okay, like, you know, regular tumbao, you be playing, you know, I've been doing ska, I've been doing, so my playing will have Jamaican indigenous influences, because if the whole thing won't fit, I'll take a piece of it and doctor it until we get it right.
Triage.
Yeah, you know.
What about a disco beat? I mean, were you called in for disco records? How do you change? How do you put the?
I don't think like disco got it to do.
Explain.
Because you could do a lot more stuff percussive with disco than they really did. I didn't get called for a lot of disco stuff. And you also got to remember that was going through the period when they were just getting into drum machines and all that shit, you know.
Yeah, sequencers really took away the percussion is a lot of work for them.
And you know what screwed me around? Okay, they made these machines that played perfect time. Okay, but a lot of drummers out of work. Okay, the drummers got back in the shed and learned to play that perfect sterile fucking time, just like the machine. Just when they got that, they throw some random shit in there to make it sound like how it sounded originally. What is that? You know, a lot of people got a lot of work because of the machines, but I figured that whatever they were doing, they were trying to sound like me. That was the original premise, you know, so they can continue to do that.
What's your, can you talk about your relationship with Taj Mahal?
Oh, whenever he comes to town, he still calls. Look, we still have each other's number, and I stopped working with him in 1979.
Right.
You know, so we cool.
Well,
I still have Gil's number, but he isn't answering anymore these days. So.
One more thing before I let you go. You talk about Candido.
Oh.
And how he scared the shit out of you with Thousand Fingered Man.
Yeah, you see,
By the way, he plays you said that eliminated it cured you of wanting to play bongos,
yeah.
Right? But then every picture I see of Candido, he's got bongos and congas.
Who, Candido?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, he was the one who started using 2 drums.
Yeah.
You know,
wow.
Candido was the one who started doing, you know, playing 2 drummers' parts because economics and stuff. I think he was going on a tour, and they couldn't carry two drummers or something like that. And they say, okay, give me the drummer. I'll see if I can work something out. I think that's how it. Don't say I said.
It's a great story either way.
You know, yeah, Candido was like.
Were you playing bongos at first?
Wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I knew I'd never play them like that. Yeah, Thousand Finger Man. Like, I saw Candido, Patato, and Giovanni Hidalgo at SOBs. I taped that shit. I videoed. I have that on
Prime time.
you know. So I had to go. You know, I had to go fanboy Candido. You know, so I'm talking to him. You know, and I said, I've been listening to you a long time, and he said, what do you call a long time? I said, Thousand Finger Man. He said, long time.
1970 or 69 on Blue
Yeah.
Note. So, I mean, music keeps me together. There McDonald, musicians like you keep me together. Thank you, my man.
That's a Taj Mahal song. Music keeps.
That's
me
what I'm
together.
saying. Bless you, man. And thanks for being part of the program.
Hey man, I don't know. This like the third time we're doing this, Jake. I don't know what else I can tell you.
We're wrapping it up. That's
You
it.
know.
We've said that. We've said it. But you know,
Yeah.
you're still doing it. The point is, you're still learning every day, and you're still on the bandstand all the time.
Okay, you gotta do me a favor. You
Yeah.
gotta come to the show this evening. It'll explain a whole lot to you about how the music came to be like it is. It's something that you need to hear, Jay. I'm saying this to you seriously, no bullshit, serious. You need to hear it.
Tell the audience where the show is.
It's at Fat Cats Music at is it 75 Christopher Street near 7th Avenue in Zoo York City.
This is the Jake Feinberg Show from Zoo Newark. We'll see you later.